Okay, my dear students, so now let's move on to our classroom rules. We have 5 classroom rules. First, always be respectful. Treat everyone in the classroom with kindness and respect. Second, never interrupt. Raise your hand and wait for your turn to speak. Listen actively when others are talking. Third, get involved. Participate actively in class discussion and activities. Fourth, embrace differences. Celebrate and acknowledge the diversity of your classmates and be inclusive. And lastly, number 5, leave your space clean. Keep your desk and classroom tidy.
To have an idea about our lesson, let's have first a game called Picture Word. Now, are you familiar with this game? Alright, since you're familiar, kindly read the instruction first. Are you ready? I'll give you an example first. Ear plus ring equals earring. Got it? Let's play. First pick. It's naturalistic. Very good. Next one. Okay, great job. It's informal. Last is alright, structure. Excellent job. These words you answered are the theories that our group will be going to discuss. What this theory is all about. I'll give you to the next reporter.
3. Learning theory, which is the naturalistic, informal, and structured learning theory. So first, I will going to tackle about the naturalistic learning theory. So in naturalistic learning theory, so learning occurs spontaneously through everyday experiences without adult intervention. So this means that children learn naturally and organically from their daily interactions with the world around them, without needing a teacher or adult to explicitly instruct them. And also we have children explore, discover, and make sense of concepts through play and real-life activities. So this highlights the active role children play in their own learning. So they learn by actively exploring, experimenting, and figuring things out for themselves through play and engaging in everyday tasks and activities. Next, we have the informal learning theory. So in informal learning theory, learning happens in unplanned but guided interaction. So this describes learning that occurs naturally within everyday conversations and activity, but not in structured lessons. While not formally planned, there's often some guidance or supports involved. So it involves some adult peer support, but remains child-initiated.
The structured. So structured is a plan or a goal-oriented instructions that lead by a teacher. So a plan and a goal-oriented instructions that lead by a teacher, it refers to the learning that is carefully planned and organized sa teaching and a specific learning goals. So a teacher will actively lead the learning process of the student. So structured follows a curriculum with a clear objectives. So a structured learning has a set of a curriculum na dapat i-follow or a course study.
Now, moving on to the theories associated with it. In natural learning theory, we have John Piaget, Lev Vygotsky, and John Dewey. Piaget's theory of cognitive development shows how children construct knowledge naturally through assimilation and accommodation. And Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory states that learning happens through social interaction and guidance. He highlights social learning as a natural part of human development. Dewey's experiential learning emphasized learning by doing, meaning that real-life experiences drive education. In informal learning theory, we have Malcolm Knowles and John Dewey. Knowles and Dragoji states that learning is often self-driven, occurring through experiences, personal interest, and best learned when they control their learning. He focused on self-directed learning, which happens outside of formal settings. Dewey's experiential learning also applies to informal learning. He believed that education isn't limited to schools. People learn through daily experiences, community engagement, and problem solving. Moving on to structured learning, B.F. Skinner, Robert Gagné, and Jerome Bruner are associated with structured learning because their theories emphasize systematic, organized, and guided instructional methods that enhance learning efficiency. B.F. Skinner's behaviorism and reinforcement. His operant conditioning theory focuses on structured reinforcement such as awards and punishment to shape learning behavior. Structured learning environments benefit from his controlled and systematic approach, ensuring students follow a clear learning path with immediate feedback. Robert Gagné's 9 events of instruction. Gagné's framework provides a step-by-step method to structure lessons, from gaining attention to assessing performance. His model ensures that instruction is delivered in a way that supports cognitive processing and retention. Jerome Bruner's constructivism and scaffolding. Bruner emphasized carefully planned instruction based on a learner's cognitive development, ensuring material is introduced progressively. His scaffolding approach in structured learning helps students build upon prior knowledge in an organized manner. And that would be all for the theorist. Thank you.
How to use these theories in teaching mathematics in intermediate grades and some strategies and activities. Application to teaching math in a naturalistic learning theory way. It encourages students to explore mathematical concepts through play, real-world problems, and hands-on experiences. It also focuses on discovery-based learning rather than direct instruction. For example, we have a domain of number and algebra. Example activity, pattern hunt in nature. Students' task is to observe and find patterns in nature, for example, leaf arrangements, flower petals, or tree rings. Encourage students to describe the pattern rule they see. This naturalistic activity, finding patterns in nature, for example, the leaves, flowers, and the steps, is a real-world, student-driven exploration. Informal learning theory in application to teaching mathematics in the intermediate grades. It encourages learning through games, conversation, and exploration rather than rigid lesson plans. Focuses on collaborative, student-centered learning. In informal learning, casual, student-initiated learning with guidance. Example activity with a domain of number and algebra, clap and snap pattern game. So teacher starts a clapping pattern. Example is a clap, snap, clap, snap. So teaching predict and extend the pattern using their own body movements. After physical patterns transition to numbers. For example, 2, 4, 6. Informal clap and snap game, body movements, number extensions are playful, teacher-guided, but student-led. Structured learning theory in application to teaching mathematics in intermediate grades. It provides explicit instruction with guided practice before moving to independent work. It uses scaffolding, direct instructions, and structured exercises. Structured learning is a formal, teacher-led instruction. Example activity with a domain of number and algebra, so number pattern worksheet and direct instruction. Here, teacher introduces the lesson on number patterns.
Hello everyone, since we're done discussing our topic, now let's check if you really understand and listen to our discussion. So, I have here a few questions to ask. So first, what are the 3 learning theories that we are assigned of? Okay, very good. It is naturalistic, informal, and structured. So number 2, it follows a curriculum with clear objectives. Yes, it is structured. Number 3, these children explore, discover, and make sense of concepts through play and real-life activities. Yes, it is naturalistic. Number 4, learning happens in unplanned but guided interactions. Yes, very good. It is informal. So number 5, Jerome Bronner, scaffolding and instructional design, under what learning theory? Yes, it belongs to structured. Number 6, John Paget, cognitive development and discovery learning, under what learning theory? Yes, it belongs to naturalistic. Very good. Last question, number 7, John Dewey, learning through experience, associated with what learning theory? Yes, it belongs to informal. So, thank you everyone for participating and for listening to our discussion.
So in conclusion, math is everywhere and the way we learn it shapes how we use it in real life. When students explore patterns in nature, play with numbers and games, or follow step-by-step lessons, they're building problem-solving skills that go beyond the classroom. A mix of natural, informal, and structured learning makes math more engaging, helping students see it not just as number, but as a tool for thinking, reasoning, and making sense of the world. So by combining these approaches, the students can develop essential problem-solving skills, critical thinking, and reasoning abilities that extend beyond the classroom. So, these diverse learning experiences help students see math not just as numbers on a page, but as a powerful tool for understanding the world. As a result, students become more engaged and motivated to learn math, recognizing its value and relevance in their everyday lives.